Today we're delving into the fascinating history of the Kalmar Union, a political entity that united the Scandinavian kingdoms of Denmark, Norway and Sweden under a single monarch. Join us as we explore the rise, achievements and eventual fragmentation of this unique medieval union. Our story begins in the late 14th century, a time of great turmoil and political maneuvering in Northern Europe. The death of Swedish King Magnus IV left a power vacuum, leading to dynastic struggles across Scandinavia. Enter Queen Margaret I of Denmark, a shrewd and capable leader who seized this opportunity to consolidate power. Margaret was the daughter of King Valdemar IV of Denmark and married King Håkon VI of Norway, forging strong alliances. After the death of her son, Olaf II, who had been king of both Denmark and Norway, Margaret positioned herself as the de facto ruler. In 1389, she secured the Swedish throne by defeating King Albert of Mecklenburg, thus uniting the three kingdoms. In 1397, the historic Kalmar Union was formalized. The Union Treaty was signed in the Swedish town of Kalmar, officially bringing Denmark, Norway and Sweden under a single monarch, though each kingdom retained its own laws and customs. Margaret's great-nephew, Eric of Pomerania, was crowned as the first king of the Kalmar Union. The Kalmar Union was envisioned as a means to counter the rising power of the Hanseatic League and other external threats. It aimed to create a unified front, strengthening the position of the Scandinavian kingdoms in trade and politics. Under Margaret's guidance, the Union initially flourished, bringing a period of relative peace and stability to the region. However, the Union was not without its challenges. Each kingdom had its own distinct identity and interests, leading to internal conflicts and power struggles. Eric of Pomerania faced significant opposition, particularly from Swedish nobles who resisted centralization efforts. These tensions were exacerbated by Eric's heavy taxation and his failure to maintain control over the Baltic trade. By the early 15th century, discontent in Sweden had reached a boiling point. In 1434, a rebellion led by Engelbrekt Engelbrektsson erupted, marking the beginning of a protracted struggle for Swedish independence. The conflict saw the deposition of Eric of Pomerania and the rise of successive rulers who struggled to maintain the Union's integrity. In 1448, the Union faced another significant challenge with the ascension of Christian I of Denmark. His reign was marked by ongoing conflicts with the Swedish nobility, who sought greater autonomy. The power struggles culminated in the Battle of Brunkeberg in 1471, where Swedish forces under Sten Sture the Elder defeated Christian's army, solidifying Swedish resistance. Despite these setbacks, the Kalmar Union endured for more than a century. However, the cracks continued to widen. The Union's final blow came in the early 16th century with the rise of Gustav Vasa. Following the infamous Stockholm bloodbath in 1520, where Danish King Christian II executed Swedish nobles, Gustav Vasa led a successful rebellion, eventually becoming the king of an independent Sweden in 1523. The dissolution of the Kalmar Union marked the end of an era in Scandinavian history. While the Union ultimately failed to create lasting political unity, it had significant cultural and economic impacts. The period saw increased cultural exchange and economic collaboration among the Scandinavian kingdoms, laying the groundwork for future cooperation.